welcome to Ecoholics. Today we are going to learn another very interesting concept which is known as positive externalities. Now by this time you must be already knowing what externalities are about. But now we should also learn what are positive externalities. So positive externalities are those externalities or those costs or values or benefits or advantages which are accrued by a third party when there's a consumption or a production of a certain good or service. Now, we are going to understand how these positive externalities occur to the third party. But before we draw the diagram, let us first explain it with the help of a few examples. Let us say that while going to your office or to your school or to your university, you instead of going by a vehicle, choose to go by walking or by using a cycle. Now, when you're going to do this, what you're going to actually do to the third party is you're going to first of all reduce the congestion that happens because of one additional vehicle on the road. Secondly, you're also going to reduce the environmental pollution may be caused by you as an individual if you would have chosen to go by a vehicle. So which is why positive externalities are such type of advantages or benefits that are accrued by the third party. Similarly, we can take the example of education. Now, education definitely has variety of private benefits, like you get qualified, you get meritorious, you study a variety of subjects and you learn about the world, about a variety of topics, so you become learned. However, there are also external benefits that your education are going to be given to the third party. These benefits can be something like, if you have gained education as the first party, you can impart that education in many other ways, like you can aware people about variety of things, and that is a benefit that you are giving indirectly to the third party, right? So which is why those types of advantages and benefits which are received by a third party because of a certain production or consumption of a good or a service are going to be known as the positive externality. Now we are going to understand how positive externality occurs through a diagram. But before we do that, we have two things or two components. We have positive externality in consumption and positive externality in production. Okay, so first let us take the example. Let's say if you stop smoking cigarette. Hypothetically, if an individual smokes cigarette and that individual decides that from today onwards I'm not going to smoke the cigarette. Now imagine the amount of third party advantage that particular individual is going to give, right? So let us understand from the consumption point of view first of all how the diagram is going to be made. So what you're going to do is, on the x-axis we have the quantity. Okay, so I'm going to write over here quantity, and on the y-axis we have the price. Okay, so y-axis has the price and x-axis has the quantity. Now what we're going to do is, of course, in this two-factor plane, we will have to draw aggregate demand and aggregate supply. However, when we talk about externalities or any topic of environmental economics, we always deal with something known as social costs, benefits, as well as private costs, benefits, where the social or private benefits are going to be your aggregate demand and the social or private costs will represent the aggregate supply. So the curves are going to be just named as private social costs, private social benefits. Okay. Second of all, whenever we talk about the diagram, we always start from a free market scenario. So in the free market, we will have simple private benefit and private cost. Okay, for example, you receiving education, you consuming education as a service. Okay, so of course this service has a certain aggregate demand, and this demand curve will represent what? Your private marginal benefit. Okay, so I'm going to write over here private marginal benefit. where PMB stands for the private marginal benefit that is received by you. And of course, there is some cost that is going to be incurred because these commodities and services do not come for free. So you will definitely have to bear a certain cost. So that cost curve will be represented by the aggregate supply curve. So supply curve will look like this, okay? And this can be stated as the private marginal cost. So this will be PMC. Now, because over here, right now what we are dealing with is consumption component. Okay, so over here when we talk about positive externalities, we are looking at the consumption component because you are consuming the education as a service. Okay, so from the consumption side, how will the diagram will be made? So over here the supply curve will now remain constant and it will represent both the private as well as the social cost. Okay, so it will be equal to what? SMC. S over here represents what? Social. So this is private, which is going to be equal to social. Now, because we are looking at this perspective of consumption, so which is why we are going to keep supply as constant, and we're going to see how the demand side moves, which means how the private marginal benefit is going to move towards the social marginal benefit. Okay, now for any commodity or for any market to be in equilibrium as well as in efficiency, for equilibrium we know that the benefit should be equal to cost. However, for the market to be in efficiency, the social marginal benefit should be equal to the social marginal cost. Okay, so SMC should be equal to SMB. For attaining this criteria, we are going to understand how the aggregate demand curve or the private benefit curve is going to shift towards which side. Okay, now because you are having positive externalities, so positive externality will have a positive effect, and positive effect means the aggregate demand curve will shift towards the right, which means education is a meritorious commodity or a service, which if attained is definitely going to be inducing private social benefits and positive externalities. Because that is going to happen, because of that, the aggregate demand curve or the private marginal benefit curve is going to have a major shift to this point. Okay, and this point over here, this curve is going to be known as what? Social marginal benefit curve. Means private benefit you are having while consuming the education, but social marginal benefit that is going to be given to the third party is represented by this curve SMB. However, now what is happening? Because this curve has been made, initially we had Q1 quantity and P1 price, and of course the market was in equilibrium because it was a free market economy. However, what happened now, because of a positive externality and the shifting of this curve to social marginal benefit curve, what happened? Now the social marginal benefit has become greater than the social marginal cost, right? Social marginal cost is here and you have this much of gap between SMB and SMC. So obviously you will have to either if the government would want, if the government would intervene and the government would want that because of this positive externality which is happening because of education, the government is going to induce changes. The government is going to give different types of education systems. They're going to create a certain infrastructure for school, for higher education, for universities. They're going to create various norms so that major people can be inclusive of this education. They can be included in the whole idea of education, and that is why what is going to happen, there will be another point, which is the point of efficiency as well as equilibrium, that is going to be attained at a higher price P2 and higher quantity Q2. However, if this does not happen, what is going to happen? If this thing does not happen, then there will be a major gap that is going to be created. Okay? So I'm highlighting this gap over here. I'm highlighting this gap over here, and this triangle that you see, this triangle like this that you see, represents the dead weight loss. Okay? So this is how we represent the positive externalities in consumption, and this is the dead weight loss area. This area represents that if the government intervention does not happen in the economy, then you are going to be provided with less than efficient level of consumption of education in the economy, and that will happen on this point over here, which we can represent as A. So this triangle will represent the dead weight loss, which means the welfare which has been lost because there has been underconsumption of a positive externality. So that was it about the consumption part of the positive externality. So that was the part for the consumption component of positive externalities. Now in the next we are going to learn the production part of the positive externalities. So stay tuned and keep watching Ecoholics. Do subscribe our channel and keep watching our website for various content related to economics. Thank you.